The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Sunrise podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
Hey, good morning here at 5 a.m. Thanks for waking up with us. I'm Maddie Jansen, Moses Small in this morning for Alex Fisher. President Biden's preparing to address the nation tomorrow about how the administration will respond to the spread of the highly contagious Omicron variant as COVID cases are spiking this holiday week. NBC's Alice Barr has the latest from Capitol Hill.
Good morning, Maddie. President Biden is set to unveil new steps tomorrow to help communities get through the wave of cases anticipated as Omicron spreads. The administration says it is ready for rising case levels that have even hit Capitol Hill, with some fully vaccinated lawmakers now testing positive.
Climbing COVID cases collide with Christmas gatherings this week. President Biden is preparing to meet with his medical advisors today and address the nation tomorrow about a new phase in the pandemic, one where the Delta variant is surging, just as the even more contagious Omicron strain begins to take hold.
Our hospitals, if things look like they're looking now in the next week or two, are going to be very stressed with people.
High-profile breakthrough infections now showing how freely the virus is circulating. Senators Elizabeth Warren and Cory Booker and Representative Jason Crow all testing positive, despite being fully vaccinated and boosted. All three say their symptoms are mild, as health officials stress the vaccines are still doing their job, preventing severe illness and death.
If you've gotten sick after vaccination, the chances are you're going to have a pretty mild case. You'll have the sniffles maybe, or sick for a day or two with a fever, but you won't be in the ICU.
Across the country, long lines for testing and a shortage of at-home tests as Americans scramble for options before family get-togethers.
I have a nephew and niece I'm going to be going to see, so I just would like to not give them COVID.
As Omicron sweeps the globe, here in the U.S., pro sports leagues are delaying games, and several schools and universities are shifting back to remote learning.
Health officials are advising testing before family gatherings, and amid the surge in demand, the White House says it's already quadrupled the supply of at-home tests while authorizing a dozen new rapid tests to come to market. The administration promising to work with states to increase capacity even more at free testing sites. In Washington, Alice Barr, 17 News.
And here's a look back at the past week of the pandemic in Kern County. Public health learned the virus has stolen 27 more lives. We also learned an average of 245 more people caught the virus each day. An average of 121 were hospitalized with more severe symptoms of the virus, while 32 were fighting for their lives in local ICUs.
And now to your 17 Homicide Tracker. The search continues for a suspect this morning after gunfire left a man dead in East Bakersfield Friday night. Deputies were called to the area of East California Avenue and Ogden Street just before 8 p.m. When they arrived, they found a man suffering from at least one gunshot wound. Emergency crews rushed the victim to a local hospital where he was later pronounced dead. According to our records, there have been at least 133 homicides in Kern County this year. Last year, Kern County saw a record number of homicides with 140 killings.
And now to another signature issue here at TV 17, Kern's sober reality. The Bakersfield Police Department arrested one person during a DUI checkpoint this weekend. Officers screened 814 cars Saturday night on Ming Avenue near South H Street. Police arrested one person on suspicion of driving under the influence and another on a felony warrant. BPD says it also gave out 29 citations.
Earlier that night, law enforcement broke up what appeared to be a street racing sideshow in Northeast Bakersfield. First responders were called to the area of Alta Vista Drive and Columbus Street at about 9:30 Saturday night. And when they arrived, they found this gathering. Video appears to show California Highway Patrol detaining one person. Now, throughout the whole event, no injuries were reported.
5:06 is your time now. The California Highway Patrol says one person's dead after being hit by a car Saturday in South Bakersfield near Lamont. First responders were called to Weed Patch Highway just north of Farmers Lane around 6 p.m. When emergency crews arrived, they pronounced one person dead. No word yet on what led up to the crash or the identity of the person killed. The investigation is ongoing.
Meantime, a Mccandaway memorial service for a young brother and sister killed by an alleged DUI driver was held in Bakersfield over the weekend. This vigil brought family and friends together in prayer and remembrance for 19-year-old J.J. Malone and 10-year-old Kaylee Brown. 17's Marco Torres has more.
An event to pay respect and honor the lives of two youth who were taken away too soon from our community. This candlelight vigil brings together family and friends to pay that respect and remembrance to 19-year-old J.J. Malone and 10-year-old Kaylee Brown. The vigil had over 30 close friends and family members, all of whom knew J.J. and Kaylee. They lit candles and stood in a happy moment as they talked, smiled, and laughed together, some of them telling memories of the two. One family member said JJ was the kind of guy that just loved his bike.
JJ always rode bikes. Some of his friends reached out and they're like, I know JJ because he helped me with my bike, he helped me fix it, so his bike was so important to him.
The family plans to keep and fix JJ's bike. Now, if you'd like to help donate to the family for the funeral costs, you can go to our website at kget.com for the link.
Life's short, and just hug them tight and tell people that you love them. It doesn't matter if it's too soon or, if you're scared to tell somebody you love them, tell them, hug them. Tell your cousins you love them, your brothers, your sisters. Hug them, because you just never know.
The vigil was done because of the deadly crash that happened earlier this month on Panama Lane that claimed the lives of J.J. Malone and Kaylee Brown. On December 8th, a suspected DUI driver veered off the road, striking and killing the two. It happened on a sidewalk shortly after a school bus dropped Kaylee off. In Bakersfield, Marco Torres, 17 News.
Another memorial for J.J. and Kaylee is scheduled for December 28th at 5 p.m. at the location of the tragedy on Panama Lane, a block east of South H Street.
From our 17 News follow-up file now, tomorrow marks 1 year to the day since two young brothers were reported missing from their home in California City. And despite nearly 12 months of investigation, there are still no answers as to where the boys could be. Orrin and Orson West were reported missing by their adoptive parents December 21st, 2020. Since then, family and friends have held monthly prayer vigils and conducted searches, but there has been no sign of the boys. The Bakersfield Police Department, which is in charge of the investigation, insists it's not a cold case. Those closest to the brothers are holding out hope that the boys will be brought home.
And we are using every legal means to figure out what happened and get the facts and circumstances behind what occurred.
I don't feel like they're deceased. I feel like somebody have them, and it might not be in California, but I don't know.
We'll have much more on the investigation into the West brothers' disappearance tomorrow morning on 17 News at Sunrise. As always, if you know anything about this case, you're encouraged to call Kern's Secret Witness at 661-322-4040. The reward for information leading to the boys' whereabouts is set at $125,000.
Turning now to 17 court watch, a former McFarland High School basketball coach who allegedly tried to arrange a meeting with a minor for sex is scheduled to appear in court today. Fernando Pruneda, who has a prior conviction in a similar case, was arrested last month. He's currently free on $75,000 bail. He's scheduled for arraignment on 3 felony charges later this morning. Pruneda pleaded no contest last year to arranging a meeting with a minor to commit a sexual offense back in 2018 and was sentenced to 2 years in prison and sex offender registration.
In your 17 Health Watch this morning, this year's flu shot may not provide as much protection as health officials had hoped. According to a new study from the University of Pennsylvania, the current flu vaccine seems to be a bad match for the dominant strain circulating so far this season. After a relatively mild flu season last year, health experts fear this flu season could be more severe as more people gather indoors and no longer social distance or wear masks. According to the study, the last time a flu vaccine was mismatched this poorly was during the 2014-15 flu season. Even then, the flu vaccine prevented close to 40,000 hospitalizations and nearly 4,000 deaths. Experts say the flu vaccine is never a perfect match for influenza, but it is still the best option to reduce a person's risk of severe illness from the flu.
Meantime, Clinica Sierra Vista is one step closer to opening its comprehensive care center. This marks the local clinic's largest expansion project to date. The comprehensive care center is on 34th Street across from Memorial Hospital and features more than 100 exam rooms. Clinica Sierra Vista says its care center will support OB/GYN care, pediatrics, family medicine, dental services, behavioral health, and more. We'll have details on the grand opening coming soon.
Adventist Health announced a new mobile program bringing health services to patients across Kern County. The program includes services like pediatric health care, immunizations, and behavioral health resources and more. Today they will be stationed at 105 Wiley Street in McFarland from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. To make an appointment or to learn more, just call the number on your screen.
And a headline from around town, Kern County Honor Flight brought the Christmas spirit to veterans in local retirement homes this weekend. Honor Flight Kern County hosted the parade featuring a motorcade of bikes, cars decorated with lights, military trucks, and more. The group visited retirement homes like Seven Oaks and St. Lawrence, spreading holiday cheer for our local heroes.
A lot of our seniors don't get any excitement around Christmas time, especially with COVID and whatnot. They can't have the normal Christmas carolers and folks coming to visit them, so we'll bring some good cheer to hopefully a lot of folks.
For more on Honor Flight's upcoming events, just head to their website at honorflightKernCounty.org.
Christmas is less than a week away, and a local church is once again making sure families have a meal on the table and gifts under the tree. Blessing Corner Ministries is holding their annual Christmas Day extravaganza this Saturday. Organizers will be giving out food baskets, meals, toys, books, and gifts on Christmas Day. All are welcome to attend the drive-up and walk-up event. It's happening from 11:30 to 2:30 at the Blessing Corner that's located on Union Avenue. Meantime, a reminder, there are just a few days left in our coat and blanket drive for our local homeless population. Take a look at what has been donated so far. It's just incredible. You can drop off new or gently used coats and blankets right here at KGET at 22nd and L Streets in downtown Bakersfield. The drive's going on now through Wednesday, December 22nd.
Working in the spirit of the Golden Empire, this is 17 News at Sunrise.
The 17 News at Sunrise podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.